moved into Breckenridge in 1998, I knew I was becoming a homeowner, but I did not know that I was going to own the streets too. That's one of the first reasons I started thinking about this. And then as I looked at other things, you know, it seems like that there are rubber stamping townhomes being built everywhere in Morrisville. And I think it's time that we put a stop to it. It's not just Morrisville that's going on with townhomes. It's building them around us on our border too. And it's affecting our property values. And I think it's about time that we stop and think about what we're doing in Morrisville. It's time for us to make some hard decisions and not be on the developer side all the time. I think it's time for us to start holding their feet to the fire a little bit also, and you know, start asking for things from the developers. You know, and I think we need to go back into this more single-family homes versus townhomes. Thank you.
Mr. Fazal.
Council's discussions items process is the vehicle through which members animate the words of Morrisville's vision and mission statement, how words on paper are brought to life. I reviewed the discussion items list for the past 5 years and found them to be sorely lacking in the generation of action plans that articulate our stated core values. I believe that I can do a better job for the citizens of Morrisville, and that is why I decided to run for office.
Mr. Rao.
Last year I traveled all across Wake County to try in my attempt to become the first citizen of Wake County, from Morrisville, to ever be elected to the Wake County Board of Commissioners. I traveled thousands of miles, knocked on literally thousands of doors in Morrisville, and after visiting all 13 municipalities, I was even more grateful to call Morrisville my home for a couple of reasons. One, we're very close to the airport. We have a tremendous amount of diversity here, which I just really enjoy. It's like being it's so good for our children to live in a place with people from all around the world. And so I ran because I just thought, you know, I want to celebrate that diversity. I want to be a part of the team that's making these decisions. It is a team effort, so I look forward to working with Mayor Holcomb and the council to bring some of my new perspective and new ideas. And I am very passionate about entrepreneurial development, but I think there's a real opportunity here to build something of real sustained value and to leverage our global diversity to also bring more global companies here. So that's really why I'm running, and the most important things I love to learn from others. And I look forward to learning on the job. Thank you.
Ms. Johnson.
I first became involved in Morrisville's town government in 1999 because I was concerned with the lack of long-term planning. I knew, my family and I, when we moved here, I knew we were not the only families moving to this area. I knew the area was growing, and I knew that others were moving here for the great job opportunities and our great quality of life. I knew that Morrisville needed a vision for the future that would manage this growth and protect our quality of life. In time, I came to learn about Morrisville's rich history, and I was concerned about the lack of protection of that history. I'm proud of the achievements over the last 12 years to make long-term planning an integral part of your government. Tremendous citizen participation in our planning efforts has led to the creation of planning documents that are the blueprints for our future, for our growth, and for our transportation challenges. All the while protecting our quality of life and especially the small town charm that we all enjoy here in Morrisville.
Mr. Stolman.
Three main reasons that I decided to run. Number one, some at Town Hall have said that they wanted to increase taxes, and now that we've made it an issue, they're starting to backtrack. I think if you look at the current financials, you'll see that increasing taxes would be a big mistake. I'm fundamentally against taxes, raising taxes that is, especially since the difficult choices have yet to be made. I've sat out there in the audience and listened to council meetings, and the current council never asked the staff to see what 5 to 10% reductions would look like. And while the budget surpluses are better than the alternative, they could also mean that the town did not provide all the services promised, and they actually could have fixed some of the potholes that we have, or they could have reduced your taxes. Number two, I thought I had the best chance of beating a 12-year incumbent. I like Pete, but Pete has become increasingly ineffective. Number three, personally, it's very rewarding to serve the community, and I love to work for the place I call home. Thank you.
Ms. Lyons.
I ran because the people needed a voice. As I stated in my opening statement, not all areas of Morrisville was being served equally. So I decided to run. I decided to be the voice for the people.
Mr. Conley.
Firstly, I wanted to take a moment to thank Carlisle personally and the Chamber for hosting this event. I knew you were very busy performing your organization's mission, that is to be the Morrisville's economic development arm. Some do not know that that development is not really part of the Town Council Commission. I decided to run for council because I wanted to give the people the opportunity to vote for a person who has successfully championed a cause and clearly demonstrated through his actions an ongoing commitment to making Morrisville the best place to live. As a result of my efforts to date, I've already established strong partnerships with the key players of the town staff. I have the education, the experience, the time, and the desire to be a hands-on councilman of action.
Thank you. The next question I have, what is your vision for Morrisville? We'll start with Mr. Brown.
Well, I think it's more, I believe it's already been said before us. You know, for years now, they've been talking about a downtown for Morrisville. And if you look at it, they started with Jeremiah Street. And Jeremiah Street is really not wide enough to even have a downtown, in my opinion. So I think the way that you're going to build this thing out, you're going to need some effective leadership up here to make the tough decisions as to how we will finalize that project.
All right, now Mr. Piedmont.
Morrisville is no longer a place along the way. We are a destination, and we have witnessed tremendous growth, expanding from a rural town to a town that embraces the past, and welcome diversity and challenges of the 21st century. As a town, we are a place to work, to live, to educate our children, to fellowship and worship, to play, to grow small businesses, and a place where our citizens can be involved in all aspects of our lives. Our growth has and continues to experience challenges. Together, we can tackle those challenges and show Morrisville is a place and a small town involved. Thank you.
Mr. Rao.
Well, my vision for Morrisville is that we brand ourselves to companies all around the world that come into business here. Recently, in my work, I met a man named Mr. Ash Goel, who is the chairman of ESO Propac in Bombay, India. And they just opened up a facility in Danville, Virginia a few years ago, creating 700 jobs. I want to leverage on those kinds of connections so we can start marketing Morrisville to global companies. I have a vision of Morrisville where we have the infrastructure in place so that we can handle our growth. And that's a nice vision that I have, and I think we can get there. And then the final vision is, I think Durham and Raleigh are making a lot of investments to leverage entrepreneurship. I'll be launching very soon a plan on Morrisville Innovation Center, a place where we can incubate entrepreneurs and have youth entrepreneurs. We don't have any high schools in Morrisville. It wouldn't be great if we give them inspiration here and show the rest of Wake County that this is really the place to come and create jobs. I'm in the process of already making it happen as a member of the Morrisville Economic Development Committee. Thank you.
Before we continue, I'd like to ask everyone if you would take a moment to make sure that your cell phones are either turned off or vibrating so that we can focus on what the candidates are saying. We'll continue with Mr. Collins.
I envision a place where we retain the small town family-friendly charm balanced with a place that is attractive to businesses and growth. I see residents walking on sidewalks or riding bikes along tree-lined streets on their way to the local farmers market to get items for a barbecue they're having with their neighbors later in the day. A town with many distinct neighborhoods, all within walking distance of their local marketplace, and a couple of larger retail centers where some of our younger and older residents will choose to make their homes. So we're good now, that's why I want to keep it going in that direction.
Mr. Fossil.
Well, I moved to Morrisville 12 years ago, and it's the finest move that I've ever made, and so I want to keep it. And I'm very satisfied with the current vision statement, which states that the town of Morrisville will be an innovative crossroads where cultural heritage meets the next generation, nurturing vibrant communities of diverse families and businesses while preserving small town values. We just need to live it with a higher level of integrity.
Ms. Lyons.
I envision a welcome small town with a central gathering place where people spend time with their family and friends. My vision for our center includes a community park for children to play with a vibrant art area nearby. I want to see improvement with infrastructure throughout the town. I see sidewalks where people can walk safely and roads where traffic flows well. I envision an affordable tax rate that does not strain the budget of our citizens.